When did you finally see your business partner's true colors? I never thought signing my name to a lease would end with a bankruptcy on my record and my life savings gone. 6 months earlier, I'd been standing in an empty storefront with my best friend Marco, both of us grinning like idiots about to open the coffee shop we'd talked about since college. Marco handled the money side. He was better at it, or so I believed. He set up the business account, the loan, the vendor contracts. I ran the floor, hiring, training, the actual coffee. When it came time to sign the paperwork, Marco slid a stack across the table and pointed where to initial. I trusted him completely, so I signed everything without reading a single line. My name went on the loan, the lease, the personal guarantee. His name, I found out much later, went on almost nothing. For a while, it was a dream. Then the vendors started calling about unpaid invoices. Then the bank. Marco kept saying it was a timing issue, cash flow, nothing to worry about, that he was moving money to cover it. I believed him because he was my best friend and because I was too busy pulling espresso for 12 hours a day to check. Then one morning, the locks were changed and there was a notice on the door. The account was empty. $60,000, gone over 4 months in small withdrawals, and every legal document with a name on it had mine. Marco had structured the entire thing so that when it collapsed, I was the one holding it. I confronted him in the parking lot behind the shop. He looked me in the eye and said he was sorry, that things got away from him. Then he said the thing that broke me. Just file the bankruptcy, man. It's not that big a deal. You'll bounce back. I was 24. I had no proof. A lawyer I couldn't really afford, and a signature on every page that said this was on me. I lost the savings. I lost the apartment. I moved back in with my parents, who didn't fully believe I hadn't just mismanaged it. My credit was wrecked for years, and Marco was fine. Better than fine. Within a year, he'd opened a new place across town, nicer than ours, and he was dating a woman I'd introduced him to. I tried to let it go. Then one night, going through an old shared cloud folder to find a photo, I saw them. Scans of the original vendor contracts, the ones from before we opened. I'd never actually read them. I read them now, and on 2 of the biggest ones, the signature wasn't mine, and it wasn't Marco's real signature either. It was my name, in Marco's handwriting. He'd forged me onto contracts I never saw, so the liability would land on me while he siphoned the account. My heart was pounding. I started pulling everything. Bank timestamps, email metadata, the dates the withdrawals were made. Then I remembered our bookkeeper, an older woman named Elena who Marco had let go right before it all fell apart. I found her on LinkedIn and asked to meet. She'd kept copies of everything. She said she'd quit because Marco asked her to move money in ways she wouldn't put her name to, and she'd been afraid nobody would believe her over him. She handed me a folder thick with statements, and every date lined up with the forged contracts. I took it all to a small business legal clinic. A volunteer attorney named Priya looked through it and went very quiet, then said this wasn't just a bad partnership, this was fraud. Then Marco found out I was asking questions. He showed up outside my parents' house and cornered me on the sidewalk. Why are you dragging this back up? You already ate it. Let it die. I had my phone recording in my pocket. He kept going. Nobody's going to believe a guy who declared bankruptcy over a guy with 2 locations. Think about it. That night I posted one photo, the forged signature, next to my real one, side by side. No caption, but a question. Still think I signed this? Marco panicked. He went into our old college group chat and told everyone I was unstable, harassing him, obsessed, ruined by my own failure and looking for someone to blame. People picked sides. I stayed quiet. Then I released the audio. Priya's team took it from there. They pulled Elena's records, subpoenaed the bank, and got a forensic analysis of the signatures. Marco, cornered, got sloppy. In a settlement meeting he didn't know was being recorded. He told the mediator that even if he'd moved some money, the debt was already in my name, so what did it matter? That was it. The fraud judgment cleared my name and the debt. Marco was charged. He cried when it came down, said he never meant for it to go that far, that he was just a kid trying to keep the business alive. I didn't say anything. A week later, a message came from a stranger. You don't know me, but Marco was my partner 2 years ago. I think he did the same thing to me. Can we talk? I looked at it a long time. Then I wrote back, yeah, we can.